If you've chosen to convert your dog to a whole food, raw meat-based diet, give yourself a pat on the back. As a result, your dog will be a lot healthier and happier. I'm sure your dog would say, "Thank you," if she could speak. A dietary transition may be difficult at first, depending on your dog's age, health, and how long she's been on her current diet. The detoxification process might cause diarrhea or constipation in some dogs. Some dogs exhibit little reaction from the change in diet, while others show changes in energy levels. This is a natural occurrence. Consider how you'd feel if you ate fast food on a regular basis and then exclusively ate smoothies, stir-fries, and salads. You'd soon feel terrific, but there's definitely a little time of adjustment. The good news is that you can assist your dog in getting through it. Hi, this is Russell from Happy Lovely Dogs. In this video I want to talk about can herbs help transition your dog to raw, 5 herbs for transitioning your dog to raw food and recipe for transitioning your dog to raw food. Can herbs help transition your dog to raw? Herbs can help a lot when transitioning your dog from kibble to raw. They encourage a healthy detoxification process, reduce digestive discomfort, increase appetite, support the nervous system and decrease inflammation. The adjustment phase should not last more than 3 to 4 weeks. Please see your veterinarian if your dog is experiencing severe stomach distress or refuses to eat. Something else might be going on. How to give herbs. I'll go over which herbs to utilize in a moment, but first, let's go through the many methods you may administer them. Herbs may be given to your dog in a variety of methods, including infused tea, dried herb, glycerite, tincture, and capsules. Your dog's taste preferences and symptoms will determine how you provide herbs to her. However, when dealing with stomach discomfort, the ideal approach is generally the one that uses the least quantity of fluids and tastes the best. Glycerites, herbs extracted in glycerin, are, in my opinion, the finest approach during a food transition. Glycerites taste delicious and have a greater herb-to-liquid ratio, so you only need a tiny quantity. You may buy glycerites or create your own using the instructions at the description below. Before we continue on 5 herbs for transitioning your dog to raw food, hit the like button so the other dog owners also can view this video. 5 herbs for transitioning your dog to raw food. Here are 5 herbs that can improve your dog's transition to raw food. 1. Chamomile, Matricaria ricatita. Chamomile is a multi-purpose plant that can aid in the treatment of gas, bloating, constipation, and diarrhea. And it begins to function almost immediately after consumption. It might also be beneficial if your dog exhibits any indications of stress or anxiety. This is due to chamomile's ability to gently soothe your dog's nervous system. Chamomile dosage. Glycerite or tincture, 1 to 2 ml per 20 pounds of body weight, 2 to 3 times per day. Infused tea, 1/2 cup per 20 pounds of weight, 2 to 3 times a day. Use 10 to 30 grams herb per cup of tea. Dried herb, 25 to 150 milligrams per pound of food, sprinkled on meals. If your dog is pregnant or has a documented sensitivity to the Asteraceae plant family, do not use chamomile. 2. Fennel, Feniculum vulgare. Fennel helps your dog's gas and bloating immediately. If your dog loses her appetite after switching to raw food, fennel might help her regain it. It can also help with constipation or diarrhea. Fennel dosage. Glycerite or tincture, 1 to 2 ml per 20 pounds of body weight, 2 to 3 times per day. Infused tea, 1/2 cup per 20 pounds of weight, 2 to 3 times a day. Use 10 to 30 grams herb per cup of tea. Dried herb, 25 to 150 milligrams per pound of food, sprinkled on meals. Like chamomile, you shouldn't use fennel for pregnant dogs. 3. Marshmallow root, Althea officinalis radix. Marshmallow has a calming demulcent effect on the mucosa of the digestive tract. This implies that it produces a protective layer in the digestive tract, which relieves inflammation and discomfort. Marshmallow root is also used to treat heartburn, gas, bloating, constipation, and diarrhea. Marshmallow root dosage. Glycerite or tincture, 0.5 to 1.5 ml per 20 pounds of body weight, 2 to 3 times per day. Infused tea, 1/2 cup per 20 pounds of weight, 2 to 3 times a day. Use 10 to 30 grams herb per cup of tea. Dried herb, 25 to 150 milligrams per pound of food, sprinkled on meals. Some dogs may dislike the goopy viscosity of marshmallow-infused tea. If you use tea, consider administering it in little doses throughout the day rather than all at once. When consumed in large amounts, the mucilage produced by this plant may decrease the absorption of several medicines. 4. Burdock root, Arctium lapa. Burdock root is a herb that straddles the boundary between herb and food. Because of its high nutritional content and capacity to cleanse the liver, it is best recognized as a nutritive liver tonic. Burdock root is a great herb for assisting with detoxifying during a dietary change. It can also assist with constipation, diarrhea, and appetite loss. Burdock root dosage. A decoction is a great way to use burdock root for your dog. Combine 1 cup cold water and 1 to 2 teaspoons dried or 2 tablespoons fresh herb in a pot. Cover and bring to a boil. Reduce the heat and simmer it for 15 to 20 minutes. Remove it from heat and let it stand for 10 more minutes. Strain the liquid and store in a container with a tight lid. The drink can be kept in the fridge for up to a week. Add up to 1 teaspoon of the decoction per 10 pounds of body weight to your dog's food on a regular basis. 5. Milk thistle, Silybum marianum. Milk thistle helps the liver by repairing damaged cells and increasing function. It also has antioxidants, which help to reduce the oxidative damage produced by processed meals. Almost all dogs going through a dietary change will benefit from this plant. And, like the other herbs listed, it can aid with constipation and diarrhea. Milk thistle dosage. Tinctures are the most effective way to take this herb. Milk thistle has a powerful component known as silymarin. And it works best when it's extracted in alcohol. By adding boiling water to the dose, you can eliminate the alcohol from a tincture. Allow it to cool before giving it to your dog. The majority of the alcohol will be evaporated during this procedure. Tincture, 1 to 2 milliliters per 20 pounds body weight, 2 to 3 times per day. Infused tea, 1/2 cup per 20 pounds body weight, 2 to 3 times a day. Use 10 to 30 grams herb per cup of tea. Dried herb, not an ideal herb to give. Dried diabetics may benefit from milk thistle by lowering their insulin needs. If your dog is on insulin, consult with your veterinarian before giving her this herb. Glycerite recipe for transitioning your dog to raw food. Herbal tinctures can be purchased, but they are very simple to create by yourself. Chamomile, marshmallow, and fennel are used in the following recipe to address gas, bloating, anxiety, poor appetite, heartburn, and leaky gut. Prepare this treatment prior to beginning the food transition. Ingredients: 4 teaspoons dried organic chamomile flowers, 2 teaspoons dried organic marshmallow root, 4 teaspoons dried organic fennel seeds, 3.5 ounces purified water, 5 ounces vegetable glycerin, 16 ounces wide mouth clean glass jar. Cheesecloth. Directions: using a coffee grinder, food processor, or blender, combine the dry herbs and scoop into a glass jar. In a separate jar, combine filtered water and glycerin. Fill the container with dry herbs with the water and glycerin solution. Stir everything together thoroughly. It takes some effort to combine the liquid and powdered herbs. You may find a butter knife or popsicle stick useful for removing air bubbles. Seal the jar with a lid and label it with the date and plant names. Place in a cool, dry location away from direct sunlight for 2 weeks. Check on a regular basis to ensure that the herbs are still completely covered. Add extra glycerin is required to keep the plants coated. After 2 weeks, pour the mixture into a clean jar using cheesecloth. You will need to squeeze the mixture firmly. Compost the remaining herbal combination. Replace the lid on the liquid jar and add a fresh label and date. Refrigerate after preparing. The liquid will keep for around 8 months. Dose 1 milliliter per 20 pounds of body weight daily. This tincture should not be used in pregnant or nursing dogs, or in dogs that are allergic to Asteraceae. Pay attention when transitioning your dog to raw food. The key to utilizing herbs throughout your dog's raw transition is to be vigilant. I recommend monitoring bowel movement, skin and coat health, energy levels, and appetite. This will assist you in selecting the most suited herb for your companion's specific health presentation. Chamomile, for example, would be ideal if your dog exhibits symptoms of constipation and anxiousness. This is due to the fact that it both soothes the nervous system and promotes intestinal health. After you've completed the whole transition to a raw diet, you may stop taking the herbs and enjoy the extra vitality and brightness she now has. That's all I want to talk about transitioning to raw dog food. I recommend you to check the best training for dogs in the description box below. I'm Russell from Happy Lovely Dogs. See you in the next video.